It's been a strong week. Hopefully, you've got a strong portfolio in a strong market with strong earnings going on. Hey, let's just go ahead and brag about it for a while here this week on Friday after the bell. Greetings and salutations to all my brothers and sisters of the market out there. I hope you've had a fantastic week because the market has had another strong week. It's looking good. The tech industry is up, but it's not the only thing that's raising the market. And that's always a very good sign for all across the boards. For the market to be up in a lot of different sectors shows good strength. Now, while you see a little bit of weakness maybe in the consumer goods and these types of things, that's kind of normal. Whenever you see the tech industry up and all of these type stocks go up, you usually see the staples go down or vice versa correlation. But they're not that far down. They're not hitting rock bottom and the market's looking very strong, very good. I would recommend maybe next week, maybe keep an eye out starting on financials. Financials haven't been that strong and they haven't been really participating in the rally. So I think that's a good place to keep an eye out on. Nothing yet, but I'll tell you what, they'll come alive soon again. They're only just a sleeping giant. It's been very good. Let's look at the numbers. SPY up for a 2% plus for the week. The QQQs representing your tech industry, they're going to be up somewhere about 6+%. Even the IWM representing those small guys out there, they're up over 2%. So once again, across the board, we see a nice diversity of positivity. You see it in the regular index, you see it in the tech index, small companies, big companies, everybody doing great. You know, you got the Mag 7s, and though they be doing well, and the Mag 7 even index is up over 10%, you still see them holding down a very, very good technical numbers to where it doesn't look like the market's teetering on anything. It looks like we got a strong market. It looks like it's going to hold out, and even though we might see some dips, it's going to go forward. So enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride while it lasts. It could last 1 week, it could last 1 year, who knows? But just take it while you got it, and as we always say, just keep playing those cards that you're dealt. We look at different things like the VIX. The VIX volatility index is still holding strong. It's still 17, 18%. So that's a very nice number. You know, if it starts getting down around 15 and below, then it's a very hard market for us premium traders and options traders to hang out in. But while it's 17, 18, you know, that 20 number is kind of a really nice golden number in my world. But you also have, a little bit over 20 is not bad. So as long as we hang out in this world, the options market's going to be strong. You're going to have a good options premium for whenever you're trying to sell whatever you're trying to sell. So that continues to look good. We've been talking about the space stocks, and space stocks once again this week. They were a little bit lulled last week, picked it back up this week. If you got into some space stocks when we originally started talking about it, you're doing very well. You know, the FLY, FLY is looking up 10% plus this week. Rocket Labs, good grief, what a great week they've had. They're up over 20% for the week. So, you know, those are easily up 50+% since we've been talking about them here on the channel. Let's see, we've got a good setup for next week. The miners and the metals both have had a little bit of a lull here these past couple weeks. You know, gold is up, a little bit this week. Silver's even up more than that, but they're not been having those great weeks that they've been having. Uranium's kind of unchanged. Copper's up just a little bit. So also, while you're keeping an eye on financials, may as well keep an eye on other financial stuff like gold, silver, uranium, copper, all of these precious metals. Heck, throw aluminum in there as well. When we see items like Corning out of the blue have a big uptick in huge good weeks because of fiber optics, it puts us in mind that maybe there's more to just this big boom than meets the eye. Maybe there's more thinking that we need to do. You know, you don't have to feel like you've missed the rally. You know, you don't have to feel like, for instance, you've missed all of NVIDIA's rally. You don't have to feel like you've missed all of these huge stocks like Micron and all these other big stocks that have just gone absolutely bananas up to the moon. There's more to that stock than meets the eye. And if you will go over to part 2 after you finish watching here, that's going to set your mind straight, and it's going to give you a good critical thinking point of how you should be looking at these parabolic stocks, so you don't have to feel like you've missed out on anything and you got left behind, because the money's still there. You don't want to jump in front of a moving freight train or try to catch a falling knife, either one. But you know, sometimes there's more than meets the eye. check out video number 2 to check out all that. So let's just go ahead and think about next week. If you see good and big runs going up, you don't have to feel like you missed out. It's still running. The market's still going up. Everybody, I don't understand why everybody always gets all sensitive whenever the market's at all-time highs. Well, of course, some all-time highs. How else is it going to make new all-time highs? And then here comes everybody out of the woodwork. Well, it's at all-time highs, and this indicator showing this. And I mean, they will look for an indicator to push their bearish narrative any way they can. So, hey, while we're here and everything's going good, don't start listening to the news. Don't start listening to a bunch of nonsense telling you that the sky's getting ready to fall out on you. You just keep playing that cards you dealt. And if you've been putting on put spreads, if you've been putting on naked puts, running strangles, all these should have been paying out and should have paid out well this week. You should have a nice chance this week to either adjust your portfolio, take off your winning trades, put on new trades. So everything should have been really going well this week. Pat yourself on the back. I congratulate you for a great week that you've had. Keep doing well. And if you're looking forward to the next week, I am too, because I think we're going to have another good week. Let's not front run ourselves. We don't front run the market. We don't guess and we don't just jump ahead. But I think if we play out the hand that's dealt to us, by the way it looks that it closes here on Friday, Monday's going to be a good start. I wish you all the best. I'm glad you stopped in, and we appreciate you here on Friday after the bell. Like and subscribe. Here's cheers to you, and don't forget about that part 2 video.